You weren't there, my brother said as the nurse read back, who had signed Mom's forms. My brother turned our mother's discharge into a character trial. He talks calm and uses paperwork, so people assume he must be the reasonable one. Mom had been in the hospital 5 days after a hard fall in her kitchen. Cracked wrist, bruised ribs, nothing permanent, but enough that she was not supposed to be alone for the first 48 hours after discharge. My older brother Evan lives close by and loves acting indispensable. I do HVAC work and cannot disappear from jobs whenever my family decides panic is a schedule. I still came every night after work except Tuesday, when I got stuck on an install and had no signal for hours. By Wednesday, my aunt Colleen was already telling people I had gone missing. Evan says it once, Colleen repeats it twice, and suddenly you are defending a version of yourself, somebody else wrote. Friday morning, Mom was set to leave. The nurse case manager had the discharge packet on a clipboard. Mom was in the wheelchair by the desk. Colleen stood beside her. Evan stood in front like management. I had told Mom I could take Friday night and most of Saturday because my weekend call had been moved. Evan spent the week saying he and his wife were maxed out. Somehow, he still had energy to tell everyone I was unreliable. At the desk, he said, "We need to be honest about who's actually been available." Then he looked at the nurse and added, "Caleb's been hard to reach the whole time." That was not true. I had texts, missed calls, and every errand Mom asked for. I told him to stop performing. Mom said, "Not here," which in our family usually means, "Let the prettier lie survive." Evan said if I wanted respect, I should have been present when decisions were made instead of showing up late with coffee. The nurse, Sandra, asked who had reviewed the home care plan earlier in the week because the chart said family informed. Evan said he had handled it. Then he said I would not commit to overnights. I said, "Nobody asked me." He laughed and said it was in the family chat. So I opened the thread. What he had actually written 2 nights earlier was, "We've got it covered. No need to come tonight unless Mom asks." That was sent after I told them I could stop by once I finished my job. Colleen leaned in, read it, and still said that was not how she remembered it. Sandra asked, "Can someone explain why the overnight caregiver section lists Caleb for Friday and Saturday? This was signed yesterday." Caleb is me. I had not signed anything the day before. Sandra held the page out just enough for all of us to see it. My number was written there, except 1 digit was off. Close enough to look real, wrong enough that nobody could actually reach me. The handwriting was Evan's. He had put my name down as the overnight plan without asking. He said it was just a placeholder. Then he said he meant to confirm it. Then he said I was the obvious choice because I was single and more flexible. Mom looked straight at him and asked why my time counted less just because I was unmarried. Colleen went quiet. Sandra said the form had to be redone because unofficial signatures were not acceptable and because discharge plans had to be accurate. I told Sandra I could do Friday night and most of Saturday, but not because Evan volunteered me like spare equipment. Evan muttered that I was making this harder than it needed to be. Mom said no. He had made it harder when he told the hospital a story, instead of asking his own brother a direct question. Nobody apologized. My family is allergic to clean endings, but the balance changed anyway. After that, Sandra asked me the discharge questions, not Evan. Mom handed me the pharmacy slip. Colleen suddenly remembered another errand. Evan got told to bring the truck around front. I took Mom home, set up the walker, sorted the meds, and slept on her couch. The family story where Evan is the dependable son and I am the loose part finally cracked in public, and everybody at that desk heard it crack.